same thing because we refuse to reduce or come down to that lowest common denominator. So I don't want to hog the.
So great. This is actually leading we talked about the human capital, and I see that, Atul is pretty much saying that we're competitive because of a certain reason. You're saying that what I'm hearing is, if it's otherwise, that we're not really right there. The human capital, people are ready, people can be entrepreneurs, but in any other geography, but in India. So I'd actually like to, sort of come to the next question, which is part of the human capital. Innovation, and at a product level. You don't really see a product level innovation, and I think Mr. Fabian is probably the best example, having invested in Indiabulls and, one of the highest growing companies. It's clocked, what, 1,000 crore profits? So what do you see? Where is it that, India or the Indian entrepreneurs are lacking in terms of real product development? Why can't you see, Apple MacBook sort of being innovated out of India? What are we lacking? It's not to do with the government. It's not to do with, it's really to do with the intent and the mindset.
I think that is correct to start with.
And just one more point. He talked about, what, 20 people for every application, billionaires list? Where we... Right, $1 billion project. So, they needed to have that kind of a balance sheet as well. So it's not that there's any dearth of it or money.
I think one point I'll mention here, in one of my investee companies, Indiabulls, which initially started as an online broking entity, online broker, and this is India. So in a very short span of time, things changed very differently for online business. Even in the US, this is year 2000, changed very quickly. What we thought was explosive growth in the next quarters to be seen did not really happen. So what these guys did, which you asked me earlier, these guys, instead of continuing and trying to find more business in online broking, they created 27 offices all over India in a very short span of time, and started, instead of online, on-site business. So they started making business, they started making calls to local clients, and created a huge setup in a very short span of time. So yeah, as Bilal was mentioning just now, that yeah, these Twitter guys started with one concept actually, but they ended up doing something else because there was no business left there. So this is what is needed in one entrepreneur, because you realize that yeah, I have this idea, I have this thought, I start with this idea and this thought, but over a period of time, that idea and thought might very quickly change because of market conditions. So the guy has to be very focused on his business and capacity to create business, and be able to adapt to changes which have happened, and come out with a new business model, which is a must requirement for an entrepreneur, I guess. Coming to your question.
Product development, innovation.